Jessi having a boyfriend in New York is a problem for this series, because they have a school dance like every other book. Jessi has been forced to date other guys at these dances. She wonders if that counts as cheating on her boyfriend. Yes. Yes, it does.
Argo Font Book Review. Argo Font Book Review.
This book was written by Ellen Miles. While Jessi's in New York, her parents and aunt will be at a no-children wedding. No children is wedding code for one relative has kids who are total brats, and we don't want to deal with them, so nobody gets to bring their kids. Since Jess and the adults will be gone, Becca gets to spend the weekend at Mallory's. Becca hates this idea, and she complains constantly. I probably would too. Jessi and Stacy take the train to New York together. Stacy is such a cool, sophisticated person. She reads the New York Times and she knows how to hail a cab. How awesome is that? Since Quint is a little nervous about his ballet performance, Jessi decides to put off the "am I cheating on you" relationship talk for later. They hang out at Quint's apartment for a while when Jessi looks out the window and sees two men fighting. They're loudly arguing about their plan to rob a jewelry store.
Hey, I'm telling you, Shred, we gotta steal the jewels.
Yeah, we're gonna steal them. Hey, don't get cold feet on me, Frankie.
It's convenient how the criminals say their names out loud. That way we know who they are. But then Quint's father says Quint and Jessi's names out loud. The criminals look right at Quint and Jessi. Dun dun dun. And Jessi worries they'll be murdered tomorrow. In the subplot, Becca continues to feel awful for another 3 chapters. She complains to Mallory that she's been abandoned by her family. She tells Marianne she's gonna run away. Marianne goes along with this plan, but when she points out running away involves sleeping outside with wild animals, Becca changes her mind. Finally, Claudia has the kids make a dragon art project. Becca is so distracted, she doesn't want to leave when her parents come home. Ha ha! Irony! In a printing error, Marianne's chapter has Claudia's introduction, while Claudia's chapter has Marianne's introduction. Continuity! The next day, Quint gets some phantom phone calls, and they follow the crooks through the famous Central Park. They lose the crooks at the famous Metropolitan Museum of Art, and they have lunch at the famous Palm Court at the famous Plaza Hotel, which you probably know from a famous book. Did I mention New York is famous? Jessi was hoping the crooks would be at the restaurant, but they're not. I guess they can't afford to go there until after they steal the diamonds. Jessi and Stacy babysit Quint's siblings. They take the kids to the famous Central Park, even though we went there 2 chapters ago. Jessi explains Central Park is so amazing, you have to go there more than once. This is the 6th or 7th time they visited Central Park in this series, by the way. I'm getting kinda sick of it. Jessi tells Stacy about the crooks, because Stacy is so smart and sophisticated. Smart Stacy decides that, yes, these criminals are totally real. Real diamond thieves shout about their plans in public all the time. Stacy is an idiot. Quint's performance is at the famous Lincoln Theater, and Jessi loves it until she sees one of the crooks there. Uh-oh, are the crooks following them? The next day, Jessi and Quint follow the crooks to a jewelry store. A security guard promptly kicks out the 2 11-year-olds for acting suspiciously. That's the cover scene. Jessi and Quint look way more suspicious than the jewel thief. Jessi and Quint finally talk about their relationship. They want to date each other, but they're too young for a long-distance relationship. So they decide to be just friends. Friends who occasionally kiss each other. Ugh. They hear the crooks fighting again, and of course, it turns out they're not diamond thieves. They're actors rehearsing a scene! Ha ha ha! What a silly misunderstanding. The end. Post-book follow-up. In case it's not obvious, I was annoyed at how this book constantly gushes over famous places in New York City, and the book expects readers to be impressed. At least tell us why this particular street is famous before getting excited about it. I don't live in New York. I don't know what these streets are about. A few times, Jessi calls Mallory, so Mallory can tell her about Becca, and Jessi can tell her about the mystery. That's dangerously close to having a recap chapter. One of the phone calls includes this conversation.
This is awesome. You actually saw 2 guys planning a jewel heist. I can't believe it. Me neither, I said. But it really happened. It's just like a movie, isn't it?
Jessi is right. This story is just like a movie. Specifically, the movie Rear Window, where somebody sees their neighbor plotting a crime. I never saw this movie myself, but growing up I saw so many TV shows run this storyline, I instantly knew that the mystery solution would be the thieves are actors. Other reviewers were able to guess the mystery solution too, and it annoyed them. Me, I don't think it was a bad idea to copy a famous movie. I doubt that the middle schoolers reading this book are up to date on 1950s mystery movies, so it probably came across as an original storyline to them. The back of this book advertises the Babysitters Club internet service. Oh my gosh, I hope somebody cataloged this service so I can go through this. I would totally do a review of these weekly Ann Martin columns. Oh, that sounds craziness. Overall, this book is fine. It's a light-hearted, fluffy mystery, which fits perfectly with others in the series. The subplot with Becca was somewhat tedious, as were the New York travelogue parts, but it was nice to get closure with Quint, and it overall was generally entertaining, so I was willing to overlook the fact that the mystery solution was predictable. I give Babysitter's Club Mystery number 8, Jessi and the Jewel Thieves, a 7 out of 10.